Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Ride Zero up in the building. Um, I just seen this on Facebook and everything, and I was like, what the heck is this going on? So we got Summer Game Fest Sunrise Reveal #1 live. It's happening right now. Um, we're gonna check it out and see what's going on with the showcase. We got 8 minutes left. Uh, I just hurried up and turned on my live stream so we could see what's going on. Everybody's raving in the comments already on YouTube. Some people on Facebook. Um, Kiddo, King Trey, I'm probably older than you. What are you talking about? But what's up, man? Uh, so Summer Game Fest is about to do a live event, and waiting until it starts. We got 7 minutes and 40 seconds. Um, so we're gonna kick it back, see what we got. I was doing some cleaning this morning and whatnot, but well, I'm gonna turn this on so y'all can wait and see what's going on. Giving y'all gaming info as well. So in June, there's gonna be another Xbox Live event, the showcase AA games. The last Xbox event that I did broadcast, that was um, that was just to show third party games that's gonna be on the Series X. I'm not sure what's going on today. I just saw this. I was like, yeah, let's go. No further ado, I'm gonna turn this on, leave the wheels running, and go ahead. Well, if it loads up right.
Yeah, I'm singing the song. Trying to make the answers more than maybe. Confused. Sometimes I want to throw it all away. Here I am, growing older all the time. Looking older all the time. Feeling younger in my
I don't want the music to upset the string, so I'm I'm gonna do some things real quick. We got 5 minutes left, and then I'll be right back. Okay.
trying to sleep. I lost count of sheep. My mind is racing faster every minute. What could I do more? Yeah, I'm really not sure. I know I'm running circles, but I can't quit. I'm so confused about what to do. Sometimes I want to throw it all away, throwing everything in sight So here I am, growing older all the time, looking older all the time, feeling younger in my mind. Here I am, doing everything I can, holding on to what I am, saying I'm a Superman. Thank you.
4 minutes out. Big reveal. Get ready.
Tonight, now we got the truck. We're going downtown, gonna beat up drunks. You're to the drive, I'll bring the beer. It's a late ship, no one to fear. And ride, how we ride. And ride, you ride. It's a roundup time with a good horse. We're gonna drive one screaming off the street and ride, how we ride. Got a black uniform and a silver badge. Play cops for real and play cops for pay. Let's ride, you ride. Pull down your dress is a kick in the ass. Let's reach your balloon till you're shit in your pants. No move, child, got a big black stick. There's 6 of us, babe, so suck on my dick and ride, how we ride. Let's ride, you ride. The left newspapers might whine a bit, but the guys at the station, they don't give a shit. Dispatch calls, are you doing something wicked? No, sorry, Jack, we're just giving tickets. Let's ride, how we ride.
Play the game.
Ride, how we ride. Ride, how we ride. Let's ride, you ride.
Hey guys, it's Jeff Keighley. We're getting ready for the live show coming up in just about 90 seconds. We'll be going live with a reveal trailer for a game, and then I've got a 15-minute interview with a special guest. So stay tuned. Summer Game Fest continues.
All right, I'm back. It looks like we ain't got that long left.
Today we prepared an exciting announcement for you all. Exclusive.
Collection? What is this? Tony Hawk? What? Tony Hawk hits the stage. Heck yeah.
There's
Pro
the big
Skater
news.
1 and
Tony
2?
Hawk Pro Skater
Yeah.
1 and 2 is
I'm excited.
coming back for a brand new remaster. Hey, everyone, it's Jeff Keighley, and this is an exciting Summer Game Fest announcement of that news. And to talk a bit about it right now, we've got two very special guests joining us. Of course, the one and only Tony Hawk and Jen from Vicarious Visions, who did the incredible Crash Bandicoot remaster, and they're now teaming up with Tony to bring Pro Skater back, which is a much requested thing to have happen. Tony, this is exciting. I know it's been I think 4 or 5 years since the last time you guys did a game. This is what everyone I think wanted, right? Was like rolling back the clock to the originals and bringing it forward. How did this come about?
It's been there's been a lot of requests over the last few years. I would say even over 5 years, and I could just sense it ramping up, especially as we approach the 20th anniversary of the release of the first THPS. And I was talking to Activision about some other stuff, about some charity events, and the idea was just like, why don't we remaster this? And when it came from them, I said, you don't understand how many people have asked me that. And I try to explain to them that I don't have a team of coders behind me that I can just go make this happen. And they said, yeah, let's get on it. And they immediately tapped Vicarious Visions, and off we went. And I mean, honestly, the end product is way better than I ever imagined.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was so excited that it was, like what VV always does, which is kind of honoring the tradition of the game, but obviously kind of, fully upgrading it, and not just the graphics, but it's also like the controls and how it feels, because we're moving, 20 years forward in time. Jen, this is, again, VV has done a lot of great things over the history of the company, but now it's like you guys are known for really these, amazing kind of, remasters of beloved franchises. This is, a very different game than Crash. Can you tell us a bit about how you approach this one?
Yeah, well, I mean, first off, we're fans too. VV has been involved with working on Tony Hawk games for years, starting with many of the Nintendo handhelds, and a number of us have been involved for the lifetime of the series. We had a number of people that came over from Neversoft. Myself, I produced 3 of the games. So, you start with that fandom, good things will happen. And so in approaching this, the number one thing for us was to get it to feel right. It's got to be a high quality game that feels like you remember it. So we started with the Neversoft engine, looking at the Neversoft code base for the handling, brought that over, also looked at the level layouts and bringing over the geometry as a starting point. And then you upgrade everything from there, from the animations to the high res graphics, to those quality of life improvements that modern gamers expect. So it's a complete package for the fans who are just really aching for the nostalgia of these original games.
Yeah, and this is so many years later, as Tony said, like 20 plus years. So even the nature of how you control and play the game has changed so much. Because I mean, you remember, Tony, I mean, the old game pads, I mean, it's like analog sticks weren't even a thing. So it's like, I imagine that was a lot of what you had to think about is like how can you play this with new, more sophisticated controllers that give you so much more granularity when you're playing.
Yeah, well, we've had experience with doing this before, but certainly, if you're an old school player, your thumb's going to drift to that D-pad, and you're going to want to do your tricks that way.
That's
you
me.
can certainly do that if you want to do that. But newer players are used to playing on the analog sticks, and quite frankly, analog is not as precise. So we had to spend a good amount of time iterating and thinking about, okay, how do we make it so it's just forgiving enough? It understands what you're trying to do, but you still have the challenge.
I'm all about the D-pad, though.
I'm sure. I was going to say, because Tony, you've had so many years of going through different controllers. Even I remember when we revealed the board together one year when you did that. I mean, you've been sort of through everything. When you stepped into this to work with VV, can you maybe talk a bit about the collaboration and kind of how you were giving feedback and sort of where you wanted to take the game? You said still be rooted in the history of it, but obviously update it to today's standards or quality of life, as Jen said.
Yeah, I would say the basis of it was the feel. Does it feel like it responds the way that the original games did? And that's something that we've been kind of missing through, the various versions and attempts at bringing this back. And so when they finally got the feel, and it didn't take them very long, they are really good at what they do. And it's obvious that they're fans of the game. So when I started playing it, it felt like the same response. It felt like the tricks, they worked the same, yet the visuals were just way over the top. I mean, they're exponentially better, obviously, through the systems, but they're even better because they've spent the time to get these levels and to get these maps looking like photorealistic.
Can you guys maybe talk about the, obviously online is a big part of it, but sort of like what is new or different about this game that you've added to sort of the, the core architecture of the, the original two?
Well, of course, online gaming is naturally an expectation from the modern gamer. So, of course, we've got all of your favorite modes from multiplayer that are now online. But it's interesting because I think actually split screen is still kind of a novelty these days. So we're bringing that back. All of your favorite modes again. You can play on the couch with your friends and hopefully one day invite them over. Hopefully soon. And as far as other things that you can play online, we also have Create a Perk that has been improved. Now you can post your levels online, have your friends play them. You can share them online, let them take over and customize them even further. So it's a pretty robust offering of things you can do with your friends out there.
Are you going to have sort of any new tricks or secrets or anything, Tony, like that you wanted to kind of put into these classic levels? I mean, people don't necessarily want them touched, but also I think there's probably some fun. I mean, is there anything kind of new that you said, hey, like I want to switch this out, or something that's bugged you from 20 years ago that you're like, let's change that out?
There are some polished moves, but I was trying to stay as true as we could to the original. So besides the visuals and obviously the responsiveness, we stayed pretty true to the tricks and the maps. And so I didn't want to mess with that too much. I feel like people are going to be so excited to play exactly as they remember it, but in this new visual field. That's where we want to land.
Yeah, no, and you go ahead, yeah.
I was going to say, I think what's maybe fresh to these two titles is that
is a question, King Trey.
Are they going to remake all their Tony Hawks? Don't know. They just started off with 1 and 2 so far. Because when we talk to fans and we ask them, what do you remember about these games? And it's really being that skateboarding superhero, doing those crazy endless lines. So we needed tricks like Revert, which came in later, so that you can chain together your tricks. So we added those back into the mix. So I'm really looking forward to seeing people, skate in the warehouse, but do some super crazy high combos.
It's funny. I get corrected all the time because when I talk about the series, and I say, when we introduced the Revert in THPS 2, which was not in THPS 2, but it's like I don't want to remember a time before we had the revert. So I did insist on adding that to this version, even though I think it came in 3.
It came in 3. That's right. I think what happens is you start playing and your finger just keeps going for that trigger. So you just, again, that muscle memory kicks in and you just want to do the tricks you're familiar with. And so I was doing it. I kept seeing other people doing it. So it made sense that, okay, this is what people naturally are going to want to have.
Right. But I think that it's going to be the same thing. There's sort of this blurry memory of, well, I know this trick. Well, that was in 4. So we did include some of those just because people were expect them and they won't remember the timeline of the series like that.
Oh, for sure. You said, I think 3 was so classic. You said, like, everyone just remembers as sort of like, the classic, pro skater stuff. I know around the game, you are doing some work with like Create a Park, Create a Skater, and can you maybe talk about that, Janice, or, how you're surrounding that and building that out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the game has always been about self-expression. So Create a Skater is awesome. We have a ton of diversity in our faces, the hair, the clothing, so many things that you can pick out. Of course, your deck graphics, trucks, wheels, you name it. But I'm really super excited about Create a Park because the VV team has truly modernized this feature. I told you a bit about how you can share online, etc., but there are a ton of pieces and parts that you can customize your park with. The new news is that you'll be able to modify many of the pieces. And so modify them. If you want to take a rail, twist it around, turn it into basically like a roller coaster, you can do that. If you want to create some crazy massive mega ramp that goes all the way up into the sky, you absolutely can do that too. So I'm really super stoked to see what players create.
We just
with
watching
this.
the Summer Games
They're going to be able
Fest
to share it
live event
online,
right now.
like I said, and share it with their friends. I can imagine.
I know,
one of the
right?
things
King
that
Trey, I
look forward to, 'cause
play
you can
most of
tag
them. I can't wait for
with,
1 and 2 remakes, dude.
descriptors.
It's
is
awesome.
people being able to go to their local skate park and essentially build it in the game. So if I want to see what a skate park in Chicago looks like, I can just type in Chicago and boom, something appears. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what people do.
That's amazing. So you get to get in, design some stuff, Tony, I guess, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was the original goal too with all the Creative Park, was that we wanted to share it online, and it didn't come of age yet. So now is the time for sure.
Having done this, Tony, does this make you feel like, hey, you want to get into keep doing these again and again? Because, I mean, you kind of stopped, and there were definitely a lot of people who were like, I know there were a lot of them for a lot of years, and it's sometimes good to take a break, but I feel like people, as you said, I mean, the audience still wants it, right?
Yeah, and there is a strong nostalgia and attachment to the original, at least 4, THPS 1 through 4. So, I mean, 1 and 2 is the jumping off point. I would love to be able to do more down the line. I think that we, especially with VV, like we can make this stuff look spectacular. Even 3 and 4, we're still only on PlayStation 2. So we've come a long way with the technology, and I think that these guys truly are the best ones. Like they're the most qualified to do it. And so every time I get a new version, I can't believe how much better it looks. I mean, that's the truth.
No, VV, you've done such a great job, Jen. I think that's the thing that, with games, it's sometimes sad because, we don't have that backwards compatibility of all of these old, systems. So all these games that, I grew up playing, it's like you just can't really play them anymore, right? And if, on a PC, sometimes you can find old versions of games, but old, as you said, like PS1 games, PS2 games, it's like you can't just pop them in. So the fact that they're coming back, but also going forward in time, and with the fidelity that you guys are able to build around it, and the controls, and even with Crash, where you were trying to figure out like how does the jump translate, and how do you move? It's all the moves.
I lowered it down a little bit more. They need to set the demo out real quick right now. I know, right?
Controllers, I think. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have nailed it. Unfortunately, since we're on board, we can't play it.
We're watching Summer Games Fest right now, and we checking out what they releasing.
It's back.
First was Tony Hawk's 1 and 2. They remastering it. It looks better than ever. It looks awesome, and I can't wait to play it.
The gaming world, but I'm sure
King Trey in the same boat. We can't wait to play the damn game because we remember Tony Hawk's
That's
Pro
right. We're
Skater
coming
1 and
out
2 back in
September
the day.
4th.
And we played.
And if you pre-order
Everybody did.
today, you can, well, if you pre-order in general, not just today, you'll get access to that iconic warehouse level from THPS 1, and you'll get access to it early, so before the game releases. So definitely check it out.
That's awesome.
It's kind of like your Pizza Hut promotional disc.
Exactly.
No, I get that's the thing is that part of this thing with this whole Summer Game Fest thing we're doing is people are at home and they want to, play games because they're not going to be able to go to, events like E3 and stuff like that this year to play stuff. So the fact that you're going to have, the warehouse people be able to play, later.
Wait, did she say that we could download it?
So,
where?
All right. Well, Tony, Jen, thanks for joining me. Great to have THPS back and coming this fall. So we'll look forward to seeing more later this year.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Later this year, guys, we get Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remastered. What? Let's go.
Now comes the fun part. So let's talk about our next console.
That's what I'm talking about.
Shoot, that's it. Dang, man. They give us that piece of information and they leave out. Wow. No, that's crazy.
Kills him.
Let me go home. So. We getting Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered. Oh, the Tony Hawk game. Well, it's an oldie, but it's getting a new shell on it. It's getting a new shell on it, and it's bringing a mechanic that we only got. It first started in Tony Hawk 3. It's called Revert, and Revert actually lets you, continue to change of your stylish moves on the skate park. And also they revamping freaking Creator Park. You could do a lot more with Creator Park. Are you serious? That is going to be crazy. I wish the live would be off so I can restart it. I wish the live would. I'm watching my own thing. But yeah. Creator Park was my favorite. Creator Park was my favorite too. They need to remaster Skate 3. Well, they brought Skate 3 backwards compatible on the Xbox, so I'm not too much sure if they're gonna remaster that. But a new Tony Hawk, people are gonna run in droves towards that game. Yeah, not really sure about Skate 3. Not sure about it. Well, but for right now, we have. Let me go back to it. See if I can go back to it. There it is. Here it goes. King Trey, I'm not lying. Skate 3 is on Xbox. I can pull it up for you right now. Hold on. Now, before you go and find out, I got it right here for you. Hold on. Bam! I searched it up right here. It's on there. You got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, and you got Skate 3 that's right there. And the first Skate that's right there too. Crazy, right? Let's go back to the showcase. That's the original and this the new. That's the original, this the new. Oh wait, let me blow it up. Come on, there you go. That's the new look. Original modes and online mode. Split screen is back, baby. September 4th. Pre-order digitally and get access to the warehouse demo. Oh. So if you pre-order the game right now, if you pre-order the game digitally right now, you get access to the warehouse demo right now. Oh wait, warehouse demo availability and dates to be announced and subject to chance. Oh, subject to change. Internet required. You can go to TonyHawkTheGame.com for details. Unfortunately, it did not make it to the Switch. Unfortunately, but it's gonna be dope. I cannot wait for this to happen. So they said the next event is actually tomorrow morning, which, like they said, cannot be missed. So we're going to check that out tomorrow morning as well. But for now, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'll be back about 1 o'clock-ish, and we're going to get into some World War Z, all right? I'll see y'all. Take care. Peace. I'm out.
なんだこれは。
お兄様、追ってください。ここは私が。
Musicality.
原石系広域魔法ニブルヘイメ
俺はお前と普通に学生でいられることが楽しいんだ。
お兄様。
そういうわけで今日のところは日常に戻